Okay, here we are, guys, for round 3. We are going to be on the play. This hand looks just fine. Let's have a look and see what our opponent is playing. Looks like we are up against Solar Flare. Okay. So with that in mind, I think this hand is still fine. So it looks like we want to... Okay, this is a nice draw here. I think our play here is actually, well, do we want to lead out with Champion or lead out with Puresteel just to get Puresteel active? I think we still want to go Champion here. That might have been wrong. It might have been better to go Puresteel first and then next turn Champion into Gather. I'm not 100% sure on this. I mean, I guess like this way, if he has the Tragic Slip, you know, we've got coverage. Like here, well, we might want to go, like instead of going Gather here with like Vapor Snag backup, we could just go Trinket Mage into Graph Digger's Cage, or start with the combo. Actually, no, I think we're still going to go Gather here just because he probably has Tragic Slip, and it's good to have that kind of coverage. We don't want to get blown out by a Tragic Slip. So here he probably goes Lingering Souls. You know, I suppose, you know, kind of in hindsight, it might have been better to go Trinket Mage if he had gone Lingering Souls, so we could ensure that we have the Graph Digger's Cage before he can cast it again. And here we are happy to use our Vapor Snag backup. So I think at this point, let's see, we will have the Trinket Mage for Graph Digger's Cage next turn, so I think it's just going to be... I guess we go Champion here? Could just drop Paladin. I think it's still Champion, to be honest. We're still beating down. Now maybe he could have the counter spell here, which would be unfortunate. Or he could just get us with Day of Judgment. Looks like he does have the mana leak. So I guess like now he can go into possibly even like Cursed Death's Hold. Would really be unfortunate here. Or just like Lingering Souls into Souls. There's a huge myriad of cards you can play which are just very, very unfriendly, including Ragic Bomb. Now the nice thing here is that since we do have enough mana, we can go Trinket Mage into Hex Parasite just to cover the Ragic Bomb shenanigans. So now, not only do we have enough mana to cast it, but we also have enough money to keep Ratchet Bomb at 0, which is absolutely worthwhile, I think, here. I mean, well, Grafdigger's Cage is very good also, but it might have been better to go for Grafdigger's Cage there. It's kind of hard to know. Because he just gets, like, he just blows Ratchet Bomb, I suppose, and then we just lose value there. Okay, so in hindsight, it probably actually would have been better to get Grafdigger's Cage. I think now we hold Hex Parasite in case he goes into one of the, you know, like Liliana or one of the walkers. We probably don't play Puresteel on this turn, just because we are walking into Wrath if we do. Problem is that 10 we want to push damage, and we do have more than Haunt, so I think actually I feel a little bit better about pushing damage here. Like, we do get 3 for 1. If he doesn't have the Wrath, we're far more likely to win, and then, you know, that might not be right. Might have been better to just sit back, feign the mana leak, and then not get blown out by Wrath. It's kind of hard to know, because the thing is, like, if he just goes like Sun Titan into Ratchet Bomb, then we still don't have much action. So, kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mortar Pod is exactly what we want here. I think the real trick is you need to put up enough pressure to force a reaction from him. Because, I mean, like, the best thing that can happen for him is just, you know, us not putting up enough pressure on so that he doesn't even have to Wrath. Got to force him to a decision, I think. So let's see here. I don't think we play Champion. I think we just end of turn use the More Than Haunt. Okay, and I guess he just gave us the game. That works. So in against him, we're bringing in War and Peace, O-Ring, Purge, in case he brings in Curse of Death's Hold, Spell State to stop his O-Ring shenanigans, and then we're cutting Gut Shot. Life Staff, not as important. Vapor Snag is it's good to protect our guys. So like, Vapor Snag is still good. Question is, do we need other cards more? It's a little bit less about the combo now. I think it's more like 2 Mortar Pod. Probably. So we're not running Snapcaster, because we're trying to go for Grafdigger's Cage first. I think we shift down to maybe 1 collar. Trying to think how many snags we want. Like, snag is definitely good at protecting Paladin, or protecting our guys, or even like resetting Trinket Mage. And giving us the win against Sun Titan for that 1 turn. Good at targeting his image. Or like nuking a token. So, I mean, it's definitely good. I'm not sure if we want 3 collar or 2 collar here. I think we are going to shift down to... I think snag is good enough that we do want to keep it in the deck. Because we have another path now. The other path of winning is War and Peace. And if we can protect our guys with snag, you know, we're more likely to have someone who can actually carry a sword. This hand is definitely what we want to see here. We can go next turn, champion into Vapor Snag backup. And I think that's definitely going to be our play. So here he probably goes like, go for the throat. Oh, or Doomblade maybe. Guess not. Or just think twice. Okay, so now we really want to Trinket Mage. So this one's kind of tough, because if he has the counter, we get blown out. We really want to have Trinket Mage around to be able to use it to grab Grafdigger's Cage. So we still have one more turn, essentially, where we could go Trinket Mage into Grafdigger, so he doesn't get to go Lingering Souls into Lingering Souls. So like if he has the Mana Lake this turn, we're pretty much SOL. But then if we don't draw land next turn, I think we would have to bank on maybe drawing land and just drop Spellskite here. I kind of like that play a little bit more. Well, hang on. So let's see, if we drop Puresteel and he counters it, then I think we want to drop Puresteel here, actually. So if we drop Puresteel, we can have Vapor Snag backup if he wraths. If he's got the counter, he's got the counter. Not a big deal. Just don't want to get blown out here by a Day of Judgment. Like, Vapor Snag adds a whole new dimension to this deck. It gives us so much more protection than we've had before. Like, I mean, because without Vapor Snag, we're just basically putting our junk right on a block, waiting to get have it chopped off. You know, we have so much more viability, I think, with the Vapor Snag. Okay, so now he just goes Lingering Souls, or O-Ring, probably O-Ring. Or not. I guess he wants to go end of turn, think twice. It's pretty ballsy, actually, on his part. Because we're going to be shoving for a lot of damage here. Okay, so unfortunately we didn't get the... Okay, I think at this point, what are his likely plays? I think we bash in, like we could drop Spellskite here. The thing that I'm thinking about though is that on turn 5 he probably wants to go Curse of Death's Hold. If he does, we want to have like the end of turn Purge backup. And I don't know that Spellskite really protects us too much here. Like we already have Vapor Snag backup. I think we just bash, see what he does. Then like if he goes into like Curse of Death's Hold next turn, which is his big money card, then we have some protection there. Okay, go for the throat. That's fine. We'll just save him. Okay, so now, I think now we just go champion into Snag backup to set up our next turn. So like, even if he goes Curse, we lose one champion. This is probably Day of Judgment. Yeah, so now we save Trinket Mage, or sorry, we save Puresteel Paladin. Yep. Okay, so now we definitely need to go Trinket Mage into Grafdigger's Cage. He's got double Think Twice on the back burner. We need to slow that down. So here he probably wants to go Titan into Evolving Wilds, then we just O-Rings Titan, and hopefully draw the land for Grafdigger's Cage, or Wormcoil. That's fine. Actually, much better than Titan. Great. Okay, so now we O-Ring the engine. I mean, ideally we want to be able to like have Spellskite backup, but we just don't have that much mana, unfortunately. Lock out his Think Twices, make them think once, and dash in. So like now, even if you go like Grave Titan here, we still got Purge backup. We pretty much invalidate Lingering Souls by a large margin here. Unfortunately, he had the Revoke, so I mean, it could have possibly been better to like wait a turn and drop Spellskite first, but I still think that it was worth going for it, just because, you know, I mean, that way he would go for 13, and we ideally want to make sure he doesn't stabilize. So here we really need like Mortar Pod or another O-Ring, or possibly even a Metamorph. Metamorph works also. So like hopefully he doesn't have Revoke for Engine. But I mean like even if he does, that's still, you know, one less Revoke towards Grafdigger's Cage. He probably, well, he could have like O-Ring. Once again, might have been better there. Actually probably would have been better to drop Spellskite first. Just so he doesn't have a way of dealing with the engine. Like that way, he goes to 13, but then we have Spellskite backup. I mean, he could have countered, so it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I think playing it there was actually fine. I mean, if he has O-Ring, it's unfortunate, but this way he has a one-turn window to O-Ring. Otherwise, we have Spellskite and maybe even have a land, so we can play around Mana Leak. This is probably O-Ring, yep, unfortunately. The real problem is I don't know if this deck, I mean some versions run Curse of Death's Hold, some don't. It's just kind of hard to know. That was pretty filthy. And like we almost have to board it in just because like Curse of Death's Hold is such a blowout. Alright, so what's the play? Puresteel into Spellskite, I guess. Like Trinket Mage for color. I think it's about the same either way. I mean, it could have been marginally better to Trinket Mage first, just because that way we can play around Mana Leak a little bit better, but at the same time, this way we can get down both these creatures, and also, I mean, we've got to walk into Mana Leak anyways. So we're taking so much damage here. Okay, so how do we play this out? We need Metalcraft in order to equip, so I think we chump with Trinket Mage, keep Spellskite active. Actually, no, the play is, well, it's actually about the same. We could get Hex Parasite, target the engine, get it into the yard, and then use like a Trinket Mage to block there. I mean, getting rid of an engine is beautiful, but at the same time, then we have like more engines to deal with. Ugh, yuck. I guess we just go for collar here. And try to draw into something. I mean, maybe it would have been better to like get Hex Parasite and do it in combat on his turn, so I don't get hit for 6. On the other hand, this worked out pretty well. Okay. Probably need to snag it now, because if he draws the Mana Leak, we're really in trouble. Kinda need to have that happen. So here we chump with Trinket Mage, try to buy ourselves some time. Hopefully we can like draw into Mortar Pod or like start chumping tokens. It's gonna be a rough game to turn around. Gonna need a lot of action. He just replays Worm Coil. Yep. Okay. Problem is he still blows us out if he drops Wrath here. I mean, having extra Puresteel doesn't really help us, but then I think we need to be able to draw. Like, we're already so far behind, I think we just have to luck into something here. So I think we just equip Puresteel. And we just double chump with our tokens, I think is the play. Now we need to draw really well. That was not really well. Okay, so now we just chump with Spellskite and the token. We're a little bit down on time, so we gotta play somewhat quickly here. Okay, so now we're kind of getting to the real danger zone. So I guess we sacrifice a Puresteel and a token. And like the reason we're not attacking the other Puresteel is because if he has anything, we just lose. Okay, so that's looking pretty rough. So we block with token token. We have like one more turn to kind of pull something out of our hat here. I assume he's drawn some kind of business. I think he just wants us to maybe just not show his cards, perhaps. Okay, let's see, do we have any more? We have one more champion. So we have one more turn. Oh, indicative attack there, whoops. He is at a 66 life total, so probably not winning this game. at this point we are no longer capable of the combo, so it's probably just over. I guess we can chump for one more turn. If he has the anything, it's over. Surprised he didn't ghost core that thing sooner. Maybe he just drew it. Okay, and that's game. We're pretty set on how we want to do this, though. We might want one more Mortipod, perhaps. After seeing that kind of creature there, I think maybe one less snag, one more Mortipod seems fine. Snag is still quite good. We can hedge on Purge, maybe. Cut a Purge. Put in a Snag, I guess. This way, I mean, like, we didn't see it. I think most lists of Solar Flare don't actually run Curse of Death's Hold. But, like, if he does happen to be running it, we don't just get blown out. Because, I mean, with Curse of Death's Hold in play, it's almost impossible to win with this deck. His hand is okay. I mean, I think it can get there. It's definitely a nice change. Hopefully we draw the land and can drop down Sword. Although most likely if we do draw the land, we want to drop Trinket Mage into probably Grafdigger's Cage. Fortunately we did not. So I guess our secondary backup plan is just going to be to drop Mortipod. He's probably hanging on to Leak for whatever we play. And unfortunately we're not drawing so well here. Because the one gripe I have with the Moorland Haunt is that it is not colored mana. And this deck is so short stacked on mana. But I think having like the one Haunt is worth it. I mean, we got a lot of value out of Haunt last game. Now, didn't win us the game, but you know, at the same time, it wasn't bad. Okay, so here we can go. I think for value, we just because we're so short on mana, I think we just snag one of the spirits and Mortipod the other. Ugh. Oh, that's so many spirits. One turn late. Well, it's better late than never. That's for sure. Probably should have attacked first before volunteering that we actually have Grafdigger's Cage. However, does not change our attacks. But it might have changed his blocks, perhaps. This way, like if we draw the planes, you can potentially just use Puresteel. Although ideally we want to draw the land and drop down. Well, we do kind of want to drop Puresteel here. I mean, because then we can go sword, equip. Good lord. That is a lot of spirits. Okay, so not dropping Paladin. Okay, so I mean here, kind of tempted to drop sword. I think we're enough ahead that we don't want to drop sword just yet. Well, we go like Trinket Mage into Collar and then go like Puresteel equip. No, I think it has to be right to drop sword. We just drop sword and don't attack. Like we could get punished for this, but I mean, chances are he has Go for the Throat, which doesn't hit Hex Parasite anyways. And like we can't just like play and equip. I think we have to hope for sword, because we are going to start falling behind rather quickly. So this way, if sword goes through, and now if we can like resolve Paladin, then we can equip for free, get a little bit more value. And he has Midnight Haunting. Yuck. Or Forbidden Alchemy. So he's probably going to go find himself a copy of either Day of Judgment or Oblivion Ring, most likely, for sword. Probably Oblivion Ring would be my guess. Or Titan, perhaps. Or Elishor. Yuck. Okay, so we go to 6. Don't quite die, because we're going to drop... Let's see. So on our turn, if we don't draw land, we do just die. Because then we nuke his guys, but then he attacks for 4 and we die anyways. So I think that's just game. I guess like he always may not attack. But yeah, he's basically going to attack here. So that's pretty much game. So pretty close match with Solar Flare. Well, maybe not as close as we thought, but decently close. And I guess what it shows you is that if you stumble on land even a little bit, you really pay for it. This is probably Curse of Death's Hold. Or just Elishor, that works too. So basically, kind of thoughts on this match. Give me an idea what you guys think of the mana base. The mana base is one thing which I'm fairly unclear on. One thing that I'm fairly sure is I really don't want more than Haunt, just because we do have double white and a fair amount of blue also. The question then becomes, how many islands do we run? I think 21 land feels pretty close to right. You know, I haven't had trouble having enough land for the most part, and then we have a lot of... We don't really have as many cantrips anymore, but we do have fairly low mana cost. So then the other question becomes, how many islands versus plains do we run? Let me know what you guys think, and we will see you for the final round.